And I see the robin.
I'm just searching for equality, looking for some reason, no finding no apologies. But I do want opportunity, hard work, it ain't new to me.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Auntie Bee.
And it's Rach the Gem.
And welcome to Melanin Boulevard's first block party. Gang, 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 gang.
Okay, right. We're done.
So this is our first official block party, as we've been talking about it going for the past previous episodes. At the end of every month, we're going to have a panel segment. Yes, it is hot in here. We're going to have a panel segment where we have some people come on, talk about different topics. You know, we like to keep it black as possible, so some taboos within the black community. So we're going to call it Block Party because that's what we doing. We partying on the boulevard. Say what? Ma'am?
Hello.
Oh my God.
Let's introduce our guest.
Okay, so first she's been on the show before, about 4 or 5 episodes ago?
The Mama's Boy episode.
Yeah, whatever that was. So we have our first guest, Nicole. Say hello.
Hey y'all.
Did they get it? Did you get it? Say it again.
Hey y'all.
They got it. Okay. Oh. And then we have Miss Shanell. Go ahead.
Hey, everybody.
All right, so today we're just going to kind of give them the floor for a brief moment just to kind of talk about themselves, and then we'll get right into what we call the talk of the party. Mm-hmm. So you have the floor.
Me first?
Yeah, introduce yourself, child.
Of course, my name is Nicole. I don't know how to really explain myself.
She's complicated.
I'm very complicated, but I feel like I'm complicated, but I'm very me. If that makes sense, I don't think it does. But anyways, I am a mother of 4 or 5. Sorry, I forgot one. I'm so sorry, babies. I'm a mother of 5. I work at a place, we can't say the name, but I've been there for about 4 years. I can say telecommunications.
And I just tried to connect to my iPhone and it didn't work.
Hey, look.
You can hotbox it.
We ain't gonna talk about that. However, that's really all I can really say. I don't want to say I'm a strong black woman.
Don't you say it?
Don't you say it? However, but you know, that's all I can say.
How do you know the host?
Oh, the host is my sister.
Oh,
yay!
That's how. Okay.
Yeah, we gals cheering.
Yeah, which is why we're drinking right now.
Yeah, we got the big bottle of champagne too.
It's almost gone.
It is.
Because, okay, Shanell, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, thank you for the invite. My name is Shanell. I am a wife and a mother of a little baby boy. And I am a professional in the real estate industry.
Oh, hey, now. Get with her. Because right now, 2018 is the year for house buying.
It is.
So, black people, we encourage you to get out there and do what you need to do to get you some real estate. Immediately. So, I guess me and Nicole, the only alcoholics, because we done filled our cups twice with these mimosas.
Mine is still pretty much full.
Yeah, mine's full. I know I have to ease into mine.
Please don't judge our life.
We don't. We used to be there.
We've been through some shit, okay? This is mild for me.
Hennessy.
What? Oh, yeah.
We drink Hennessy.
We drink Hennessy. And Coke.
Yeah, when I drink Hennessy, I get a baby. So
no.
Yeah, so we gonna keep you. If I ever catch you with a Hennessy bottle, I'm slapping it out your way. Put that shit down.
With a Hennessy bottle, like who want it? Who gonna get a baby tonight?
Damn. So that just goes to show. Whenever we go out with her, we got.
I'm drinking Hennessy. I always drink Hennessy.
We gotta keep an eye on this one. Like, no, ma'am.
Put it on the table.
It's right here. Let's make a baby.
Let me put on your mustache.
Oh my God. Okay, so
Shanell, me and Shanell, we go way back. You know,
like 4 flats in the Cadillac.
We do.
You were about to say
we done fought junior high school kids together.
Oh, snap.
As grown ass.
What? Okay, so need to hear that story.
Some people's gonna jump her sister. We was not about to let that happen. So we,
right.
we were still looking young. So we went up into the school. People asked us what class we in. Miss Johnson's class, and we gonna wait for these kids. So her sister didn't get jumped.
Right,
and you know, we done What have we done? What haven't we done?
Lots of things.
So you guys went to school together, or
We did, yeah, we met in school.
okay. Are you from Las Vegas originally?
I'm born in California, but I was raised here.
Oh, what part of Cali?
Los Angeles.
Okay, we from San Diego.
Hey.
So,
Ain't no part like a Cali party.
so what?
Hater. She's gonna keep her on the other side of the table.
right.
This is
I
Cali.
see how y'all do. Y'all got me on the other side. Oh,
Because this
okay.
is Cali Racheal. So anything else you want to add before we start?
Who made the potato salad?
Well, I don't know.
I don't eat potato
I can tell you who brought the muffins, though.
Yeah, these muffins are actually pretty good.
Which one did you get? The lemon one?
Mm-hmm.
It has flavor.
It's the most plain. I don't do poppy seeds. I don't even know what that is.
Jesus, take it.
It's a seed.
I don't know, but it's weird, you know?
No, I don't. No, because it's not weird to me.
They're poppy.
From the poppy plant. It's all plant based. I can tell you that much.
But they're not.
Except for the egg that holds it together, I can't speak for that. But the poppy seed
And
came
the
from a
milk.
plant. I can tell you that much. And the almond came from a
Almond.
almond. I don't know if that's a plant or a tree or
It's
what.
a nut.
Yeah, but what does it grow on?
Oh, you know what? I never thought about that with a nut.
Because I know pecans grow on pecan trees. I've seen those before. But I don't know where an almond actually comes from.
We should go Google that.
I'm not going to do
Are
that.
there any nuts that don't grow on trees?
I don't know.
I've never seen
like
an
I don't know
almond
if
tree.
some grow like off of a vine or
Out of the
but
ground.
the majority of them I know do grow on trees. I've only actually seen a pecan tree before. I've never seen where like
Almonds.
walnuts or walnuts, almonds, all of that came from. Macadamia nuts. I don't know where none of that came from.
Let's see.
Let's Google. The more you know.
Where do nuts come from?
Girl, if a blinker pop up on your screen, I'm going to scream so loud.
Oh, they're
such a
pretty.
blinker?
They're actually,
What is it? An almond tree? Is it a tree?
yeah.
Oh, cool.
Oh, these are pretty.
Ooh, those are.
Almond tree blossom.
I want an almond tree in my yard.
Where do they
too.
blossom at?
You want me to do more research?
What's the best place to buy an almond?
Tree.
Where almond tree? Where is the most natural form?
They're
If that
native to
is
the
a
Middle
thing.
East, the Indian subcontinent, and North Africa.
Okay. Interesting.
That's
So you got poppies from a plant and African ass almonds in that muffin over there. You sure want to try it?
pass.
Okay.
I'm spitting.
I tried. See, you have to sometimes get to the root cause of the situation for her, and she still don't go for it.
I don't like almonds.
Oh. Oh, you did tell me that because we were talking about almond milk inside of Starbucks one time.
Mm-hmm.
I remember you
I
telling
do
me
drink
that.
almond milk though. But I don't like almonds. Like
the
I'll drink
actual-
almond milk in my coffee at Starbucks. Can't taste it.
I can. It tastes
So that
way
soy
different
milk
from-
shit is disgusting at Starbucks.
And it puts you on the toilet. 100% will put you on the toilet. All right.
My phone is ringing.
I see that. But it's on vibrate. No one could hear it, so.
Next.
Okay, guys. So, Miss Rach, anything else?
Don't forget to check out our blog. We'll be posting much more. So that will be
Coming soon.
it's on there
The
already.
blog is up there already. So
Yeah, just
I
go to
did a-
melaninboulevard.com and go to blog.
/blog, yeah. And I did one on this leave-in conditioner that I put in my hair that is the bomb. So y'all go check that out. It's up as of yesterday. So we're gonna get started with our highlight talk of the party, which is Black Feminism. So it's a very taboo topic because so many people look at it as something that divides us from our black males. Excuse me. And then there was a lot of shit going around during the Women's March last Sunday where people were saying that was a white woman's movement, so on and so forth. So I literally spent between work all day just like preaching to people on Facebook, and it was so goddamn annoying. And I hope I got through to somebody. But it was so annoying because it's so much more to feminism than just color. Like, it's so when you look at it from a black person standpoint or black woman standpoint, there's so much more to it. So that's pretty much what we're going to talk about now. I made some notes. You made some notes?
In my head.
But I do have a question. What's the difference between white feminism and black feminism?
We're definitely going to talk about that. We're going to talk about it.
That is bullet point
We're going to talk about it.
Okay. 3.1.
So,
and the family jumps on Nicole.
Okay, because I'm like, I don't understand what's the difference.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm going to take a sip.
Okay. The reason why people, black women, sometimes have an issue, or even black people in general have an issue with the word feminism, is because
where it came from.
You know, feminism was used to separate us from our men, and this was also around the time where they started mass incarceration. So they started the I don't need a man movement, the feminism movement, I can have a baby without a man movement. But as we've evolved, feminism in whole is about women's rights.
Right.
Back then, it really wasn't about women's rights. It was geared towards something more negative. But the Women's March is definitely not about separating the black men from the black women.
But okay, so I'm gonna, just to kind of piggyback off what you said. Back in the day, white feminism has always been about equal rights. It's never been about separating and I can do it by myself. It's always been about equality for the sexes. Right? Where it come into negative play for us is because you had some people who took it as, oh, well, if I'm going to be independent, like I'm going to be independent from my husband. That's pretty much where it came from. So you have your black male who pretty much is hit with like double slavery. Right. You know, in the beginning, obviously slavery, and then after they, you know, civil rights, all of that came about. Now we're dealing with mass incarceration. So the issue with feminism for black people has always been about, we've always been separated from our black male no matter what.
Right.
How long slavery was? Long ago, like 300, 400, 500 years ago, whatever.
Years. Actually, it never ended. It just evolved.
Pretty much, that's what it is. So from that particular period to now, it's still looked at as being a separation instead of the major beautiful thing that it is. Right. And that's what the whole purpose of this segment was to kind of just go in and kind of like teach a little bit about it. So the definition of feminism from a general standpoint is the advocacy of women's rights on the basis of equality of the sexes. Right. Black feminism is sexism, class oppression, gender identity, and racism. They're all bound together. Mm-hmm. So for us, there is no line. Right. This is all together. Racism, especially as well as sexism, we have it double hard, right? Because we have to fight two different battles. Right. So it kind of became popular during the civil rights movement, because if you look at it, yeah, civil rights for all black people, but who were the faces of that movement? Black men, right? You hardly ever saw a black woman stand out and just be like, movement, let's do this. When you saw them, they were the secretary to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. or somebody's, secretary of whoever church they're dealing with at that particular time. There was never really like a major face. This is why everyone went so hard when Rosa Parks was like, I'm not giving up my seat. Right. Because she pretty much made a face for that particular movement from a woman's standpoint at that particular time. So let's go ahead and ask if you... Oh, my son just texted me, I actually got taken to McDonald's like I'm not in the middle of something. Let's go ahead and get started. So, now that that's come about, we kind of talked about from the standpoint of actual definition. What does it actually mean to you?
I feel like, for me, it means just equal. You recognizing... yes, I'm a woman, but you recognize that I'm going out here, I'm chasing it just like you chasing it. So why are you paying me less? Why are you treating me like I'm not doing the same thing as you? And another question I have is, yes, I feel like I am a feminist, but why can I love my man and be a feminist? Right. Why do I have to become a man hater because I want to be treated as equal?
Right, and that's where that gray line comes in with understanding Black feminism, because we can be all things. You know, we can be a homemaker, we can work, and we can love our man and be independent. But that doesn't mean, you know, because we choose to be a black feminist that we hate men, that we don't want anything to do with them, that we want to do everything on our own. Right. You know, that's not the case. So I just think that there has to be maybe I love the women's movement because it brought light to the subject, because this is something that hasn't really been talked about. We have all these other names for black feminism, but let's just be honest, it's all black feminism. Black girls rock, black girl magic. It's about the empowerment and saying that we can do everything, saying that, you know, we want to be equal. We have to really fight to be equal and make our own lanes. Just
that's the thing,
equal.
Is the struggle to fight, to push. And I feel like sometimes when you're trying to push yourself forward, you kind of get that thing like, oh, well, she's, you know, having an attitude, or she's trying to do this or trying to do that. Like, no, I'm trying to, you know, to stand up for myself and let you know that this is what, you know, I expect, this is what I'm going to do. And people see that as negative, like, oh, she's just loud and
she's angry.
You know, you're angry. You always got to be angry.
Insubordinate, you know, especially in the workplace. They love to holler, oh, she's just insubordinate. No, I'm actually letting you know that you can't get over on me. You're not going to run over me and talk to me any kind of way, because I don't see you talking to Becky like that down the hall. So that,
it's just, you know.
Jesus. Okay, I'm sorry.
I've been fired from a job because you're not going to talk to me like you crazy just because I'm black. And you feel like you've made your judgment on me already.
First because you're a woman, and then because you're black.
This was a white woman that I had an issue with, and you know, she doesn't know anything about me. But one thing you will find out is that you're not going to disrespect me just because I'm a black woman. Right. And I think that it's really hard for us because we have to constantly trying to prove ourselves, especially professional women, especially educated women. We're constantly like having to prove that we're not the ghetto black girl. You know what I mean? Right. And it's not fair. No. Not being the ghetto black girl because we deserve equal pay. Not being the ghetto black girl because it's our birthright that we are able to speak up for ourselves. Why do we have to be that just because we speak up for ourselves?
Right. I totally agree, because it's pretty much goes back to slavery times where both black men and women, we couldn't speak up for ourselves, and people still have that mentality. And I'm getting really tired of, and y'all know I'm far from racist, but I get really tired of being told by white people to just let it go. No, I'm not going to just let it go, because even though it's illegal for slavery, it's still 100%. It's still here today.
It's systematic.
Yeah, very systematic. And the problem that I have with it, like dealing with black feminism, is because back in those days, one, you know, you had your massa who would prey upon black women, you know, and they couldn't say anything. They couldn't speak up for themselves. They couldn't, you know. Then they have all these kids by massa, and those kids were treated like bullshit, like trash, you know what I'm saying? And they couldn't speak up for their kids or stand up for, so they're even starting off then, there was just no rights, period, whatsoever. So that was just always like something that just resonated with me, that made me want to just choke the shit out of white people. Stop telling me to get over it, because I'm not.
Right. I think they don't have to deal with the issues that we have to deal with on a regular basis. Racism, to be specific, they don't have to go through their life thinking about it. That's why when an issue that they might think, you know, it's maybe minor, it's a big deal to us, because if we let that thing go, then they're gonna think that they can continue to do it. Right. So a lot of times it's kind of like, let's nip this in the bud and let's set the tone. Yeah. So that you don't think that it's okay to continue to mistreat me or talk to me like you're crazy or underpay me for doing the same job. And a lot of times we work even harder at the same job, and we have to double check and backtrack and do twice as much at the same job and still get paid less.
I got a little story for that
or
one.
Not get promoted, or you know.
You just hit the nail on the head with the story I was about to say. So when I first got to Phoenix, I was transferred there by a certain company. I'm not going to say any names. I was transferred there by a certain company, but when I was in San Diego, I had already made myself a name with that company because they were very diverse, that particular location I worked at. So you had women of all colors, you know, in different higher executive positions. But when I got to this other location in Phoenix, it wasn't that way. So I called myself trying to create a name. I busted my ass. I did what I needed to do. Accolades up the ass, trophies, plaques, you name it, I had it. Any person who came out of new hire class never hit the floor without sitting at my desk getting properly trained. But yet, I applied to be a supervisor 3 different times, and I never made it to the second round of interviews. It was always either a white man or a white woman. Mm-hmm. And not necessarily meaning that it's colorism. Well, it was. I ain't even gonna front. But for me, at first I thought it was it's who you know type situation. But then I started to realize a lot of these people didn't know people who were in higher positions. They just didn't want to hire me. One, I think because I really didn't put up with bullshit. Like if I saw something wrong, pointed it out. And that particular company actually ended up having layoffs a few years after I quit because of some of the shit that I saw. They got popped for, you know, from the federal government. So I think that was an attempt to hush me, 1. 2, they didn't want to put me in a position of power because you're not going to run over me. I'm going to tell you how I feel. Right. So I remember walking into work one day, and I sat down at my desk and I said, you know what? Fuck this. Cleaned my desk off and walked out. I didn't even have a plan B. But I wasn't going to take it no more. I was done at that point. And for 3 days straight, they called me to come back, kept calling me to come back. And I'm like, I'm done. You guys don't want to pay me or give me the title for the job that I'm already doing. Mm-hmm. I'm good on y'all. And I never looked back. And just from that was a learning experience for me to know what my worth was. So now you can ask my sister in a heartbeat. If I feel like I'm being mistreated at a job, I'll quit. I don't give a damn. My resume is probably like, woof, long. But what you're not going to do, you're not going to take advantage of my skill, and you're not going to take advantage of me as a person, period.
Yeah.
So
that's that.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, you know, we just had an episode on the strong black woman topic. Mm-hmm. And how the label really isn't what it seems. How do you feel about this strong black woman
topics? Okay, so when Brandy first hit me with the how do you feel about being called a strong black woman, I was like, I am a strong black woman, you know. And she was just like, but why have that label? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I feel like everybody wants to be a strong black woman.
They do.
But when she started breaking it down for me, I was like, you're right. Because going back to hella, like, you be hella going through some stuff, but you be like, I ain't got time to worry about that right now because I got shit to do. Yeah. But even though I'm breaking down on the inside, I'm still moving, you know? And it's crazy because I had a conversation with some of my guy friends before about how, shit, that's my train of thought, about how how our black men go to other races, okay? And the conversation we were having, and mind you, they were both with black women, and they love black women, but he was like, oh, because they got attitudes. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, it was like, I was ready to fight him. I was like ready to fight him because I was like, so we got an attitude because we gonna put up with your shit. So I feel like that strong black woman, it goes back to, oh, you got an attitude, you mad, you won't let me be a man, you always demasculate us. So it's like all that kind of coincides with it. And I was like, damn, that hella is triv. That this is the situation when you think about a strong black woman. In my head, I always thought a strong black woman was powerful. Mm-hmm. She was this, but they looking at it like, no, you mad as hell. You got an attitude. Yeah. You feel like you ain't gonna do this. So.
And that's where the misconception of black feminism came into play. Right. Because, right? Girl, I should have took these twists out and just try to be cute with a wig. Anyways, but that's where that came into play because it was that strong black woman stigma. It was meant to supposedly like separate us by demasculating our black men. Like, right. I don't need you. I have my own independence. I could do this. I could do that. When you can still do that and do this and still
love my black man.
Let me tell you something. Everybody needs love from the opposite sex or the same sex. However you want to get it, that's your business. But everybody needs that outside love from somewhere. So, me personally, I need sex. I'm just saying. Me too. That's the main reason why I'm like, I need a man. I'm not going to even sit
currently on a hiatus.
Bless your heart.
Bless it.
But I'm just like, I need a man.
To that.
I need a man. I'm not even gonna sit here in front. And for them days where I can't do it, I need him to do it.
Right.
You're supposed to carry one another. So that's where the whole misconception of it got turned around.
Because I'm independent, but I still love my man.
Yeah, like you can be that.
I'm gonna be.
There's no reason why you can't, and I think that I'm always going to say it's systematically embedded in us because the roles have been reversed, and that. But statistically, the roles are proper. You have the strong man and you have the woman doing their thing and being together. There's a lot of black men and women that are married and making it happen. But society portrays it as the complete opposite, as saying that the marriage between a black man and a black woman is so low, and it's really not. Being a black woman and having my own businesses and having all these dreams that I want to have a black man by my side or a man by my side. It's not like I feel like I don't need to have a man. I hate taking out the trash. Okay?
Right.
I do too.
I don't want to do it. I feel like I don't know if you could say old fashioned, but I feel like there's roles. I'm not saying that a woman belongs in the kitchen, but there's certain things that as a woman I shouldn't have to worry about.
Right.
That's just how I feel,
I think it's the words. If you separate the words, it's like, okay, I am strong, I am black, and I am a woman. So when you hear those things, you're like, yeah, that's true. That's what I am. Mm-hmm. But it's the way that people say it, and you can say the way they place it in the sentence, like, oh, well, you're a strong black woman.
And I hate that tone. Oh, that shit.
Yeah, but I don't like the way you said it.
Right.
That's what it comes down to.
But when they say it, and that's what I said on our show this week, like when they say, well, you a strong black woman, they're saying like, I know you've been shitting on just now.
But suck it up.
But get the fuck over it. Right. You a strong black woman. Y'all been going through this shit for years.
That's kind of like some notes I had to or just some thoughts in my head, because like the whole stigma of a strong black woman, it's pretty much played out in my opinion, because men claim that women are supposed to be so weak and fragile, just from a general feminist standpoint, not specifically black feminist, but men claim that women are supposed to be so weak and fragile, and we're too emotional to run a country.
Really?
We have issues. Really? But then when you take it to a level of the black woman, we're literally expected to do everything. Like, we can't be weak. We can't have a moment of weakness. There's no such thing as fragile. No. We just have to keep it pushing. Yeah. How dare you cry when your kid just got shot by the police? Get up. You have other kids you need to take care of. You know what I'm saying? Or, burdens on single mothers as, their kids are required, or the public assistance wants them to put their kids in daycare and get a job. Now, I don't condone sitting no public assistance at all, period, point blank, because you need to get your ass up and do something. But if you're trying to go to school full time so that you can do something, and they're telling you, nah, we're not paying for your child care for you to go to school because you need to get a job.
It's going to be a fight. It's like a double-edged sword. Like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. So at the end of the day, we've had to find ways to figure it out, while our men have been taken away from us, put into prisons for doing the same shit that they're making legal now, marijuana. You know what I mean? Our men have been taken from us, and we've had to become that head of the household and figure it out and bust our ass, work 2 jobs or whatever the case may be. And then we get the label matriarch of the family. And when we shouldn't have to be, but that's kind of the situation that society and really the government has put us in, where we kind of didn't have a choice but to stand up and do everything. We don't want to do everything. Shit, I want to sit my ass down.
I'm saying, can I just have a spa day without having to worry about these goddamn kids? Need me to fix lunch, need me to fix breakfast, need me to make sure to take a shower. Like, nah, give me a moment, you know what I'm saying? But that doesn't take away from the fact that I'm still independent. I just need a goddamn moment, and that's so annoying. Whatever.
It is. It's a hard job.
It really is. Let's see, what else we got. Do you consider yourself a black feminist?
I do.
And why?
Again, because I feel like I'm out here busting my ass just like you, and I want give me equal rights. I do.
What about you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I feel like I fight every day to be equal and to show that I'm equal. especially in my profession where it's 90% men that I deal with. And just speaking up, and it's not just about, saying it. I have to do it with my actions. I don't talk a lot about, this and that. Like, I'm going to show you, and then you're going to see for yourself, and then you're going to talk about it. Say, hey, that girl knows what she's talking about,
Right.
Yeah. When I went to the Women's March, a big topic was equal pay. And they said basically, like, if you're a woman, it's likely that you'll get paid less. And if you're a mother, it's double. Your chances of getting paid less goes up
when you need
higher,
it more.
Which is, you're going to pay a mother who has children to take care of less. That makes no sense to me. That
whatsoever.
It's like they're setting you up for failure, and it's because we have these white men in these higher positions able to make those decisions.
Yeah.
So it's really not fair. But not only did they talk about equal pay, but just equal rights as a human being, being treated equally. There was people who were sex workers there that literally just want to be treated as an equal. It's a job.
It is.
And
it's their profession.
who's getting the benefit and who's paying them?
Yeah.
That is their job. That is the way that they make a living. That's the way that they send their kids to college and take care of their children and live their life, pay for their houses. Why should they be treated less of... Sorry, shit, I'm tipsy.
Give me a haircut.
Mine ain't even empty. But why should they be treated like less of a human being just because of the profession that your motherfucking asses is paying for?
Thank you.
I'm just trying to figure it out.
That's why a lot of people... I'm going there. A lot of people shun Amber Rose's slut walk because of it's Amber Rose, and they hear the word slut and they think of the walk, but no one has really sat down and read the reasoning behind it, and it's basically what you just said.
Yeah.
She's basically like, you said the sign was like power to the pussy.
Yeah.
That's basically how she's portraying it. Like, if you want to go out there and be a sex worker, then be a sex worker. Right. You don't have to be ashamed of what you're doing. Or she talks about how when you go to work and let's say your suit, your dress may be a little bit tighter than normal.
Oh my God.
And how men are preying on you, saying that you wanted it just because, or you want it just because your dress is a little bit, what I'm saying? So, and that's what I said, I went there because a lot of women are like, ugh, Amber Rose, slut walk. But I'm like, have you bitches excuse me.
No, you bitches.
Have you bitches sat down and really read what it's about before y'all just judging it because it's Amber Rose and because it's called the slut walk? Like, come on now, let's be real here.
I don't downplay anything a woman does to make a living, because whose business is it to even judge them?
You're not helping her pay her bills.
It's none of your business.
Right, that's her business, and she's probably got it registered with the state, so don't play. So, Amber Rose is somebody who's saying give empowerment to the women who choose to live their life like that. This is what they were given, and they about to make some money off of it. Why are you mad? You can do it too.
Yeah,
if you want to.
And you know what? Because that walk is not just about like sex workers. It's just about women, not black people, just feminism in general. Because you have a lot of people there. She talks about like equal pay and shit like that. And some of the speeches that she does, or some of the speakers that come on, they talk about all of that. So it's not just about
I want to be a hoe and get paid for it.
Right. It's not just about that.
I would love to.
Yeah.
Look. Do they got 401ks?
They're all have my square out, like, so you don't have no cash. You just swipe your card right here.
I take MasterCard, Amex, what you want, Visa. Oh, you got a Rush card? Try better. But I'll take that shit too. Get your life together. But, at the march, they did talk about, sex workers. And a big issue right now is transgender. This is just this is the world that we live in right now. Right. Where we have transgender people. I honestly don't even know where I personally stand with it, but as a human, I wouldn't treat them any less of a human. Right. You know what I mean? They deserve to live a quality of life. Just because the choice that they make to be who they feel they want to be, they should not be penalized for that. No. They deserve equal rights. They deserve to not be discriminated against. If they can do the job, let them do it. Pay them what they're worth. Pay them what the job is worth, So that was another... there was some like transgender women there that spoke on that. This is about humanity. This is about treating everyone equally. This is about being able to walk down the street and not have to worry about violence. Right. This is also about being able to speak up about if you've been sexually harassed, sexually abused, raped. Everything is coming out the woodwork. And we live in the greatest time now because now people are speaking up, and because they're tired. We live in a great time where you can speak up and women can do any damn thing. So that's the time that we live in.
Dealing with the transgender too, as a black transgender woman, they have it three times as hard.
There was a black transgender woman there, and he said, what did he say? I'm sorry. I don't know. You know, she said, as long as you can hear my heels clicking on this floor, you will hear my voice. Everybody deserves a voice. It's not fair that people have to be shut up, and the people making the decisions are the ones that condone it in the dark.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So let's be honest. Let's get some people that are transgender in higher positions. Let's get more black women in higher positions. Let's get Latino women in higher positions. Like, let's get the people who know what it is like to be them and to be in the struggle and can make a difference. Like, let's put them up there. Old white man, your day has come. It's over.
Man down. Okay, so where do you guys feel that we fit in the world today as black women versus back in the day? So we talk about, it could be a combination of like role reversal, politics, things of that nature.
I just feel like as black women, even though we have so many struggles to get through, I just feel like we're doing the damn thing right now. Mm-hmm. I really do. I hella feel like, and like I said, I always go back to, you want to be, like when women look at me, or look how they're trying to take who we are. Right. Look how they're trying to make themselves look like us. Mm-hmm. We are the shit.
Yes, we are.
I just feel like black women are so beautiful, different shades. Even I hate among black women when we fight with color.
Colors.
I feel like from light to the dark, because if you black, you're beautiful. Mm-hmm. I love my black women. And when I see my black women doing it, I be like, that's what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. I love to see a black woman win.
Yeah. I think that's important. We have to empower each other, because when we lift ourselves together, we feel more powerful. We feel like, okay, we can do this.
Yeah.
I feel like, we have a problem with knocking the next one down. You see somebody and you want to point out the bad things about that person. But
crab in the barrel mentality.
That's working against us.
Yeah.
And I think we've figured that out after all these years, that we don't have to put the next black woman down in order for us to get ahead. What we can do is we can rise together.
Yes.
And that's the beautiful thing about right now, is we can all rise together. Black women, and even women in general. To be specific, there was a post. Let me find it. Oh shit! Don't knock your drink. Don't knock your drink.
What you done did, nah?
It's the drink. I'm sorry.
So, Octavia Spencer, if you've seen that,
I love her.
She was in Hidden Figures. Mm-hmm. She was in.
Not offensive.
Shut up. Shut your mouth. It's about to be a family argument.
At the cookout.
Hidden Figures. She was in, what's that movie?
The Help.
Listen, I'm sorry, but I hate that movie.
What?
I freaking hate that movie. You want to know why? You was smart. I hate that shit.
But that's how they talk back then.
I'm sorry. It just irritates me.
It's because everybody took it and ran with it, that whole statement, and just made it just ignorant.
It was
funny as hell.
I've seen that movie like in pieces.
That movie is so good, because you know what? It shows the movie. Of course, you don't want to feel like because they're the maid. But what the movie shows or symbolizes that even though they were the help, they still had a story.
Yeah.
They were still. And it goes back to they had to be strong black women. Mm-hmm. That movie, it makes me cry every time I watch it.
I'm gonna have to sit down and watch the whole movie.
You're gonna be in tears.
I did see the part where she showed the wife how to like fry chicken and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And
in that movie too, it also shows that, you know, like that's because I don't feel like we're racist women. You know, you also showed that even though they are Caucasian women or white women, they weren't all of them weren't, you know, racist women.
Right.
So the movie is you need to watch that movie.
I'm gonna watch it
straight through.
God. So Octavia Spencer said that her co-star Jessica Chastain helped her get a raise, a big raise for the upcoming film after demanding that their deals be tied together. Yeah. This is a black woman and a white woman being in the same movie, but one being paid less than the other. Yeah. And you mean to they want to tell me that racism doesn't exist?
Right.
That right there is a prime example. But it's a prime example that if we stand together
as just women,
we can rise up. You know, black feminism isn't about putting the other races down. It's one, let's rise together within our community and we can all help each other. Mm-hmm. There should be no reason why me and you are doing the same job and then I get paid less.
Right, that's what the birds.
You know, that's not right. But the Women's March helped me see that feminism is across the board. There was a lot of women of all races out there, of all sexual orientations. Like, all of that doesn't matter when we're talking about equal rights, when we're just talking about, like, I just want to take care of my family. Give me a fair chance. And even Cher said that she has to ask 3 times for the same pay versus what a man would have to ask once.
And she's an icon.
Right.
I think that's the thing. Like, we've been conditioned to be silent. So I think that people just expect us to take whatever we're given. Mm-hmm. But I think the main thing is that we need to ask questions and say, you know, how much is this person getting paid? Or, you know, compare and see. Because, you know, you take what's given to you and you don't really know that the next person next to you is getting more. Yeah. But when you ask that person, like, how much are you getting? They tell you 2 times more than you, then you're like, wait a minute. Right. And you got to go to the next person and say, like, why am I getting this?
When she saw his check.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes.
And she be busting her ass.
Yeah.
But have you noticed, though, at jobs, though, they like to tell you you're not supposed to discuss your pay.
Right.
And that's
the way to keep us down. Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah. That's definitely the reason why.
I'm asking.
Yeah. Like, if you're going to pay me different from something, let it be for a valid reason. Like, I expect people who are bilingual to make more money than me.
Yes.
Because you have more skills than I do. You know what I'm saying? But if you are the same person in the same position as I am, because you're a man, you should not be making more money than me. Period, point blank.
Right.
Period, point blank. Or because you're a white woman, you should not be making more money than what I'm making.
Yep.
You know? And to kind of go back to what you were saying about Octavia Spencer, the thing about it is that with black women, her working with that woman shows a lot of humbleness on what's the name, the other lady's name? Jessica what?
Jessica.
Her. Okay, Jessica whoever. It shows a lot of humbleness on her side.
Chastain.
Because a lot of times,
why would she care?
Well,
what
they're conditioned to feel superior to us. White women are. She humble, and unless she was raised by black parents, I'm pretty sure she humbled herself. Because let me kind of back it up to white privilege. Regardless of if you're racist or not, you have it. Right. If you're white, you could be elbow to elbow with black women, you know, fighting the fight, whatever. But the bottom line is that white privilege exists. Mm-hmm. They're going to look at you and gravitate to you more than they would a black woman. So going back to what I was saying, she had to completely humble herself to help her out to get more pay. And it speaks a lot to her character. So with feminism in general, we have to have black feminism in general. We have to have allies. We can't do it by ourselves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because let's just be real, it's a white person's world. We live in it. Mm-hmm. We can fight the fight, you know, but how far are we going to get without allies?
Right.
You know?
But that is kind of true, because even go back to Think about it, because you have that when you have allies, and what she's saying is, when just think back like with NWA, they used like Jerry, whatever his name is. He walked through the door for them because they was making music on their own, but they needed that face to walk them through the door. So I get that. Yeah, we can do it, but we're gonna struggle if we don't have some type of ally to get us.
Let's take it back to the Underground Railroad.
Yes, they had white people allies then too.
They had allies then. Do you think they would have got as far as they got if they didn't have allies? Absolutely not. So we can't be. Sorry, muffin came out. So we can't be closed-minded,
right,
when it comes to that, and think that we can do the fight by ourselves. Yeah, we can have that fight in us, but even when countries go to war,
there's allies.
There's allies.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think allies are great, but it definitely starts with us.
Yes.
It starts with us. We have to know that we're worthy of the equality, because all of this wouldn't have come about if first we were worthy of it. We didn't wait for anyone to tell us we were all beautiful. We had to tell ourselves.
Right.
We didn't have to wait for anyone to tell us we were empowered. We had to empower ourselves.
Right. So we're the movement.
Right. We are the movement. But on a bigger scale, because Black women are so loving, we're going to work together with everyone to fight the cause for women to be equal.
Right.
I'm really tipsy. This is really So,
go ahead.
So when it comes to being a Black woman, what would you say you're most proud of? I feel like the microphone is just moving.
She kept kicking it. I don't know what she's doing over there.
And about
it did keep going away.
That don't matter.
Screen.
I just didn't take it off. That don't matter.
Oh.
Yeah. I just didn't take it off.
I'm feeling.
Put the cup down. Because you think of the thing moving and it's not.
I feel like Martin when he's Shanell. Woo!
Oh my God.
Because I'm a lady. Oh man.
Well, I'm proud of just, not letting being Black hold me back, because I feel like we have our insecurities and we feel like, oh, well, this is where I'm supposed to be. Let me not take a step forward because people are gonna look at me. But I feel like I don't feel like I have any restrictions by being Black. I'm gonna take every chance that I get.
What about you?
No, I don't let being Black hold me back.
Well, what are you proud of?
What am I proud of?
Yeah. What makes you proud of being a Black woman?
I feel like we're the shit. We can do it all.
What about you, Auntie? I mean, B. My bad.
Stop it. Take her cup.
She on the table, y'all.
Stop twerking, Rach. Stop it. Just stop.
The kids outside.
I think I'm most proud of, as a Black woman, what I started off with and where I came from. So when I turned 18, I was in some shit, like mentally, you know what I'm saying? Then I had my daughter. Then I had my son, my oldest son. So statistically speaking, I'm not supposed to be where I'm at today. I was supposed to be on welfare. Not knocking anybody who has Section 8, but on Section 8.
But on some real shit, I need
Can
some
I get
Section 8.
please? Just for a year. That's all.
I will get off of it. I just need a little help.
Being forced to come off of welfare because I'm just sitting there. This is what was expected of me. But I feel like I turned that whole stigma around for me personally and was like, I'm not going to be that way. I'm not going to allow my circumstances to consume me, and I'm not going to allow myself to become a statistic. So that's what I'm the most proud of, is that I can sit here and say that the longest that I've been on welfare, totally, because I did have to do it, and them food stamps came in handy, I ain't gonna lie. But the longest that I've been on welfare totally, and I'm proud to say, is 9 months.
That's good.
I've never been back on it. There's been times where I had to, like in between jobs, maybe for like a month or two before I pick something up, I've had food stamps. But I never sat on it. The cash assistance I maybe received for 6 months. Why? Because I'm saving that for an emergency, because they only give you so much time, but you never know. You know what I'm saying? But I always had that fight in me where I'm going to grind. I'm going to do what I have to do. And just because I'm a Black woman, I'm not going to allow you to put me into this bucket of young Black mothers that so often happens. They just kind of throw you away and expect you to just sit there and pray to be on welfare for your rest of your life and keep popping out these babies and so on and so forth. Yes, I have 4 kids, but when them other 2 came in, bitch had a job. I was steady with mine. It wasn't even nothing. Like, I didn't depend on nobody. I didn't get on welfare with any of them. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm proud of, that I did not allow myself to sit in that systematic bucket. I climbed out, and I don't give a fuck how many crabs was pulling me down. I kicked their asses in the face and kept pushing. What about you?
What I'm most proud of, especially today, is that we're seeing more Black women in higher positions. In political positions and professional positions where people can make decisions on behalf of Black people. I think it's awesome because we can literally do anything. Like, I can tell my daughter, like, yo, whatever you want to do, like, you can do that. And I can say that genuinely and mean it because it's true. Like, if she wants to be a firefighter, you can go do that. If you want to be in politics, you can do that. If you want to be an artist, you can do that. As a Black woman, we can do whatever we want, and we can do it, and we can make it look good. We do make it look good. So that's what I'm most proud of, is that we've been able to, we still have things that we have to overcome, but we've been able to continue to overcome. We've been able to continue to rise up and show, like, how magical we are, how great we are, and how beautiful we are, and kick down those, not the statistics, but the
stereotypes.
Yeah, kick down those stereotypes that, all Black women aren't allowed, and we're super smart, we're super loving, we're, we love our men, we love our kids, we have so many great qualities, and we're able to show it now, and it's amazing. Like, I'm so glad that we can show how great we are. We got big booties, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's great. Right, and they're free. These booties are free, y'all.
We've had them since birth.
Yeah, So, I mean, that's what I'm proud of, is that we can do all things and we can look good doing it.
Amen to that. That's a big thing because, like you said, there's so many stereotypes. And like I said, buckets that, as a Black woman, you've been placed into based on where you stand at a particular time in your life. And the fact that so many walls have been kicked down. Like, look at Issa Rae, for example. She not only...
love her.
Let's talk about her.
Let's talk. I love Issa. She didn't need no help. And please.
So, she not only broke barriers with HBO, first Black woman to lead, have her own series and actually be the lead actress in it. But the supporting actress is also a Black woman.
Yes.
And let's go a little bit further into it. She actually handpicked her own cast based on the fact that, and I'm a light-skinned woman, so I can say this, based on the fact that Hollywood gravitates toward light-skinned women more than they do dark-skinned women. So she broke colorism, barriers. These are walls that have been up for forever. You know what I'm saying? And she just came in and just bloop, knocked them down.
Right.
With like nothing. On top of that, I heard an interview she had did with Another Round when they first came out, like a while ago. She went into HBO and was like, this is what I want. Take it or leave it. And they was like, okay, we gonna take it, girl. Like,
don't be so hasty.
You ain't gotta be like that. We got you, So, but she went in there with her demand. Like, this is what I want.
Yeah, we have to set an expectation.
Right.
We are not going to take any less than what we feel we deserve. We expect this much. We expect to get paid this much for doing this. She's so cool and so humble. She said, network out, not up. So while you elevating yourself, don't look to the people higher than you. What you do is you take everybody else with you.
Yes, I was just going to say that when she started, you notice she don't have like these big name actors. She gave people chances that nobody was looking at.
Well, too, to speak to that, because a lot of the people that play on the show, the Yoda, a lot of like her friends
on her web series.
Was on the web series, Awkward Black Girl. Yeah. So she pulled a lot of them in.
Starting from YouTube.
Yeah.
And now you're on HBO.
Yeah.
So I think that goes back to just her pulling, you walking inside. I'm not the crabs in the barrel. I'm making this. I'm pulling you with me. That's just like on Hidden Figures when they went to Octavia Spencer about running that the IBM. She was like, I'm not going to take the job unless you employ them too. Right. So I remember that part when they were all walking together, all those black women, and every time I see that part, I swear I get so teary-eyed. I get chills, and I'm like, oh my God, because that was just like that sisterhood moment. Like, yeah, you want me, but if you want me, you gotta, they coming with me. Right. I'm not, because she could have been like, all right, y'all figure it out, but she was like, nah, us, we all gonna eat. I'm not going.
And you know what? Even before then, before she was approached, she had already started training them on how to run the IBM. Yes. Just in case they had their own opportunity to go. You know what I'm saying? So, dang, that's crazy. But yeah, you definitely gotta, when it comes to empowering one another, you have to network out. Like she said, you can't just go to, oh, I'm big now. Let me go holler at this person, or let me go holler at that person. Don't forget the people who held you there when you were just at a mediocre level. Right. Yeah.
So that means when y'all make it, don't forget about us. Okay.
We're not. We're not.
We just saying.
So, one question I did have is, as a black woman, what inequalities have you experienced, and how did you overcome it?
I was born black.
Right.
That's been a struggle.
And female, right? Yes. I think on the job, just people feeling like I'm not competent enough. Even to like, I feel like at work now, I feel like I'm challenged. And the one thing that bothers me the most is when you feel like I'm incompetent. Do not make me feel like I'm incompetent, or don't try to throw that out there, because I'm very competent, and I do understand what you're saying. So just when you're treated like that, just overcoming that, or me not going off, or me not being an angry black woman and flipping out on you, but still letting you know how I feel. I feel like that every day is a struggle. Yeah, every day.
What about you?
I think speaking up for myself is the struggle. Like I said, we've been conditioned to be quiet, and it actually takes a lot of courage to actually speak up for yourself when somebody, is condescending and speaks down to you and kind of, gives you that third grade talk like, well, this is how you, like, I don't need you to speak to me like that. I understand everything you're saying. And, that's the struggle, is speaking up for yourself, because that takes a lot of courage.
For me, just to kind of piggyback on what she was saying, I always overspoke up for myself, especially when it came to people talking to me condescending. I'm gonna let you have it. Then my sister came, my older sister, Ellen, I love you, came to the picture. She said, no, that's not how you do it. This is how you do it. You cuss their asses out without using cuss words. Right. So she taught me the term professional cuss out,
which is, refer
to
my
last email. And I've also CC'd your supervisor so that we all were on the same page. So that you could, that was the problem that I had. I struggled with was, over speak. Like I had to take it down a notch, because I used to let people have it. Oh God, I used to let people have it. But I gave a story about the inequality that I faced in the workplace. So for me, it's just, right now, my job I like right now, my whole department is diverse, no biggie. I'm the only black one on the actual corporate side. And then we have a call center where, there are more black people. But I feel like in our particular department, my boss is so laid back. Everybody has like an equal playing field. Like she's not going to say, oh, I'm going to give you this special project because I don't think she can handle it. She's just like, okay, I gave you a special project last time. Let me move to the next one. And she's a white woman. So I consider her, like I was saying, an ally, because when I met her last year at another job, she took me under her wing and taught me everything I know about fraud. And when she left that job, she took me with her. You know what I'm saying? Because she knows that she trained me properly and I can get the job done. So I haven't really faced inequality since that job when I first moved to Phoenix. Because like I said, when I start feeling some pressure, I'm gone. Like if I feel like you doing some bullshit, I'm not one to go sit in HR and complain and file a suit. If you don't know my worth, you can't see it off the top, then I don't need to be here. That's how I feel. I know a lot of people probably disagree with that. Oh, your job popping, blah, blah, blah. Well, I'm going to where I feel I'm worthy, that they appreciate me. Because I am worth this, or, you know, I am worth that. So, yeah.
Being black in itself is something where we have to set the tone on how people treat us. Is if they step out of line, we need to check that real quick. I know that being a black mother and a black parent, I've had to check teachers, because I'd be damned if you think that you're going to treat my child any kind of way or talk to them like you lost your mind. So I had to like check a teacher this year, because I don't, you know, the school that my oldest daughter goes to, it's a charter school, and it's the first year, and students came from all over the city. So you don't know if they're in the, you know, in the higher end of Las Vegas, or if they live in the hood, or where they came from. So when they see black children, they kind of don't know how to
make that assumption.
Right. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I'm a very active parent, and I will show up at the school. I don't give a damn what day it is, what time. I'll be up in the office. I don't care.
Miss Johnson,
come talk to me. So, like, you know, it was the beginning of the year, and the teacher thought she could, like, kind of say something slick, and Simone came back and told me. And maybe other parents would be like, no big deal. No, you're not. I'm going to set the tone on how you treat my child. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach my child that if you don't feel like you're being treated properly, you speak up for yourself. So right now, at this time, you can't speak up for yourself, so I will speak up for you. And you do it in a way where you're not, oh, that hood parent that comes up to the school. No, you will respect me, and you will treat my child accordingly. Because she's black and because you made your assumption doesn't mean you can treat her any kind of way.
Right.
So, you know, I've experienced that, you know, recently at the beginning of the year. Now the teacher, no problems.
That reminds me of that little boy letter. Blah, blah, blah. My mom says the only Christopher we acknowledge is Wallace.
He said, and how you going to be white teaching black history?
And she said, I'm disappointed in your journal entry. Who said?
Okay.
Okay.
But see, I've always had an issue. My issue is I don't speak up for myself enough.
Mm-hmm.
But she always was like, you need to start speaking up for yourself. And I have to be really, really pissed off to really go in. However, but when it comes to those children,
mm-hmm.
I'll turn into straight mama bear. Like, you will get the business about them kids. But for me, myself, that is an issue for me, is speaking up for me. When I feel like somebody's running over me, I'll be like, oh, you know, it's whatever. It's whatever. She's like, you know, they out of pocket, right? Like, you need to figure that out.
Yeah.
So that is an issue I do struggle with, is speaking up for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to speak up for yourself and not be the mad black woman. You just,
yeah.
You know,
I've always just
that's
been,
that thin line.
I've just always been like, oh, okay, like complicated. I'm just like whatever. I've always just been like that type person. Like, it's whatever, you know.
But that's why I always, like, from a big sister standpoint, that's why I always told her that when you are in the situation, you speak up for yourself at that point, because what's going to happen is another situation, it's just going to backbuild, and the tiniest thing is going to happen. You're going to blow up, and then you're going to get that angry black woman label as soon as you blow up, because you've been holding it in. But when you speak to something at the time that it's happening, instead of holding it in, don't just let it go. If you have an opinion about it, it doesn't have to be like overly,
right,
you know, whatever, but say what you have to say. And then some things you do have to let go. So you have to find that balance, because like I always said, every action doesn't require a response.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because you're going to find yourself into a lot of trouble sometimes. So, but when it comes to them kids, all actions require a response. Don't play around with that. You know.
You will get the business, like, real quick.
Because not only is it your duty, but it definitely, you have to teach with action with your kids.
Yeah.
You can't just tell them people can't run over you and you don't speak up for them.
Right.
You have to show them. So when they get our age, they already know.
Yeah. Well,
and hopefully they're not having to fight the same struggle, you know, the same things that we had to fight, just like our parents fought a different level, you know, of a struggle.
Right.
So.
Yeah, my children, they speak up. they are their father's children. Child, they are their father. Because when you think you should be quiet, oh no.
Almost just spoke up.
Yeah.
Thought that lady hit my car.
Girl, I'm about to snatch it off and toss it. No, my kids, you already know my kids. They don't have no, especially my daughter. She has absolutely no filter whatsoever. If you doing her wrong, she gonna tell you off the top. Okay, so you might kick my ass, but I'm about to tell you how I feel right now. You know what I'm saying? So, but for me, I had to condition myself to be that way because I was raised by older people, you know. And when I say older, I mean like when I was like 1 and 2, they were already in their 40s, you know, like, so I was always conditioned to speak when spoken to. Young ladies need to sit quiet, and you're not supposed to be seen and not heard. And
yes.
The white person's getting in your face, you just let them say what they have to say, because at the end of the day, they'll kill you. And, you know, that's what I was conditioned by. And it took, once I became an adult and had my own kids and saw people fucking with my kids, all that went out the door. So then later on in life, when I'm like, you know, I'm having anxiety attacks, I'm dealing with all this BS because I'm internalizing everything, I was like, you know what? I'm going to start speaking up for myself, because I'm killing myself holding it in because I was always taught to not say anything.
Right.
Yeah, so.
Nobody know about them black woman anxiety attacks. A lot of us have them, and we don't say nothing, so.
Because we got shit to do. So we have to figure it out.
And we don't want to be judged.
Yeah.
So,
Did you guys want to add anything else, or?
I just want to say we need to stay united, and as long as people see us united, then they won't really try to come for us, because they'll see they're not the ones to mess with.
That's right.
And if you feel like you're hating on a woman, you need to check yourself.
Real quick.
Come with a compliment first. That's what I always say. When you see somebody, don't look to see what's wrong with them or to tear them down. See what you can do to uplift that person.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Right. And I'm so big on complimenting women. Like, I know when we're out, and especially in Las Vegas, because since we've been in Las Vegas, some women be like, looking at you. But I'm quick to be like, girl, you doing that. You cute. Like, you know. Yeah. And I remember we was at the club one day, and it was this thick chick. She was a thick chick. But she was, like, on point. And I was like, girl. And she was looking, like, real angry. Had a little angry look on. And I was like, girl. And I think I said, bitch, you doing that. And she was like, thank you. You know, after that, it was like, you never know. Yes, it is. But you never know. I'm just tearing her wall down. And you never know. She may need to hear that. Right. You know, sometimes we're going through something. And you might not know. But just a simple compliment sometimes may make someone's day, or may make them feel better than what they're feeling at the moment. Right. So I feel like as women, we have to build each other up.
Yeah, you have to shift the energy.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah. And she probably, you know, she's probably just used to people, because she probably had body. She probably has something stretchy on. She was
thick, but she was cute with it. And I love to see my big girls do it.
So she was probably waiting for somebody to be side-eyeing her. So that's what she's used to. And when you just counteracted that energy, you just made it. She probably had a much better night. Like,
she was the whole attitude, like it was like a wall that broke. You know, but I feel like she maybe needed to hear that. And I feel like that's how it is. Sometimes people don't know what you're going through. But just a simple, hey, girl, I love that. How you look? You know, it may make someone's day. You never know what someone's going through. So I feel like we have to build each other up. Because ain't nobody going to build us up but us. So.
Right. We definitely have to lose that crabs in the barrel mentality, especially when it comes to baby daddies and boyfriends and husbands. Okay. But if you out here buying for somebody else's man and shit like that, you're tearing us down, don't even realize it. You know what I'm saying? All off the strength that you jealous of what that person has, not knowing that they may not even be with
you don't even know what they had to do to get it, or what they going through to keep it.
Yeah, so we have to unite. Like, we have to unite. I mean, if you look at some of the countries that people don't really fuck with, it's because there's so much unity in those particular countries. Like, a lot of those countries stay off the radar because there's no issues.
They take care of their people. And they don't have people looking on the outside trying to figure out if the grass is greener.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a major thing. Like, just stop with the crabs and barrel mentality. We're already constantly discriminated against, both racism and sexism, so we don't need to tear each other down. Period.
Right. I feel like there's room for all of us to win.
Yes, absolutely.
There is. There's not an allotment of winners. It's infinite.
Yeah. Anything else, Naomi?
No, I just want to thank our guests for coming And I hope you guys enjoyed this block party. We'll be doing it every month. It'll air either the last Saturday or Sunday of every month. Mm-hmm. If you have any topics, hit us up that you want to talk about or that you want to hear. Anything else?
Oh, no, I don't have anything else. I'm just trying to get these poppy seeds.
Oh, no.
She warned you.
Them poppy seeds got you.
But they was good, though.
So we're going to close the show out. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. Your opinions were definitely needed. I don't think people view us on the show as angry black women, but I think sometimes people in the back of their head kind of be like, mainly the males.
I hope not. I mean, I think we try to like make it to where our black men and women can relate. It's called Melanin Boulevard. It's for all of our black people, all of our melanin rich people, not just for the women. Like we want to offer something to the men too.
Right, but understand this so that we also speak it from a female standpoint because we're women.
We'll definitely have more men on the show
yes,
too.
we will try to conform a little bit more, have more guys on the show.
Yeah, we need their opinions.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, I love my black men.
So,
tell me about it.
Listen, let me tell you.
What you about to say?
Oh, nothing. I was just like black men.
I was waiting for something.
Start percolating.
Oh no.
No, seriously, though, but black men are the shit.
Definitely the shit.
All right.
So be sure to check out our website at melaninblvd.com. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe to Melanin Boulevard, spelled out, on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and YouTube. And don't be petty, give us 5 stars. Also be sure to like our Facebook and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Melanin Boulevard, with that being abbreviated. And don't forget to tell your friends so they can tell their friends. And then maybe we could be friends. You guys can tune in every Thursday and every last Sunday or Saturday. Yeah.
Saturday or Sunday.
Saturday or Sunday
of
the month. All right. So we're out.
Oh, and this episode has been executive produced by Racheal Martin. Hey, it's a cookout. It's a cookout. Who made the potato salad?
I brought the muffins.
I brought some champagne. I'm tipsy.
She's responsible for our drunkenness.
Yeah, it was pretty big bottles.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Bye.